What if I told you that America's most beloved vacation destinations are systematically destroying themselves through pure greed? From coast to coast, the places we once saved all year to visit are now forcing families to choose between a single vacation or 3 months of groceries. Resort fees, hidden charges, and price gouging have turned dream trips into financial nightmares. Today, we're exposing the 10 American hotspots where corporate greed finally went too far. And by the time we reach number 1, you'll see how even the most magical place on Earth became the ultimate symbol of everything wrong with American tourism. Number 10. Las Vegas. Remember when Vegas hotels advertised rooms for $39 a night? Those days are dead. What killed them wasn't just inflation, it was pure greed disguised as resort fees. Casinos thought they'd found the perfect scam. Advertise low rates, then slap guests with $45 nightly resort fees at checkout. For Wi-Fi, you expect to be free. For gym access, you'll never use. For pools that close at sunset. The backlash came swift and brutal. Visitors started doing the math. A $79 room actually cost $124 after fees. Parking that was free for decades? Now, $25 per day even for hotel guests. One Reddit post showing a $39 room with $89 in total fees went viral with 50,000 upvotes. The comments section turned into a masterclass in Vegas alternatives. So what happened? Downtown Vegas and off-strip properties saw bookings surge 40% as tourists abandoned the Strip's fee circus. Locals, casinos that still offer free parking and no resort fees report packed lots every weekend. Even more damaging, younger travelers are choosing Austin, Nashville, and Miami over Vegas entirely. The city that invented FOMO is now watching visitors ghost them. But if Vegas taught tourists to run from hidden fees, wait until you see what Miami's luxury obsession created. Number 9. Miami wanted to become Monaco so badly, it forgot what made people love it in the first place. South Beach hotels that charged $200 a night 5 years ago now demand $600 minimum, even in hurricane season. A basic breakfast on Ocean Drive? That'll be $45 for eggs and toast, the same meal locals used to grab for $12. Here's what the tourism board won't admit. Repeat visitation is plummeting. First-time visitors dropped 18% last year alone, while returning guests fell by an even steeper 23%. Why? Because when you charge Manhattan prices but deliver Tampa service, people notice. TripAdvisor reviews tell the story. Paid $700 for a room smaller than my closet. Cocktails cost more than my Uber from the airport. $30 for parking at my own hotel. Even cruise passengers are skipping Miami. Excursions. Why pay $150 for a beach day when the Bahamas are cheaper? The city is learning a brutal lesson. When you price out everyone except the ultra-wealthy, you eventually run out of customers. Speaking of pricing out paradise, Hawaii took this concept and somehow made it even worse. Number 8. Hawaii Paradise has a breaking point, and Hawaii found it. The islands that once welcomed visitors with genuine aloha spirit now radiate exhaustion and resentment. Waikiki hotels averaging $450 per night. Rental cars hitting $200 daily. A simple poke bowl costing $28. But the real price? The locals want you gone. Native Hawaiians watch their homeland transform into a playground for mainlanders, while they got pushed into smaller corners of their own islands. Beaches locals grew up on now require $25 parking fees. Traditional fishing spots became resort property. The tipping point came when housing prices forced entire families to relocate to Las Vegas, of all places, because even Vegas was cheaper than staying home. Social media exploded with "respect locals" campaigns that morphed into "maybe just don't come" messages. Tourists report feeling unwelcome, even harassed at popular spots. One TikTok showing tourists being confronted at a beach garnered 3 million views. The comments weren't sympathetic to the visitors. The numbers tell the story. Japanese tourism to Hawaii dropped 65% and hasn't recovered. Mainland visitors choosing Mexico or Caribbean alternatives increased by 30%. Even honeymooners, once Hawaii's guaranteed market, now fly to Costa Rica, or Turks and Caicos, where their money goes further, and locals actually want them there. But at least Hawaii's hostility is honest. New York City found sneakier ways to empty your wallet. Number 7. New York City. They call it the city that never sleeps, but tourists are wide awake when they see their bills. New York invented a new art form, the hidden fee. Hotels advertise $250 rates, then add destination fees of $40 per night. For what destination? You're already there. Times Square attractions that were free now charge $35 admission. Even looking at the Statue of Liberty from Battery Park somehow costs money now. The pandemic gave NYC hotels the perfect excuse to make temporary fees permanent. Amenity fees for amenities that don't exist. Housekeeping surcharges when housekeeping comes every third day. One Midtown hotel charges a $25 urban experience fee that nobody can explain. A tourist from Ohio posted her hotel bill online, showing $420 in fees for a 5-night stay. The base room rate? $500. The fees nearly doubled the price. International tourism to NYC sits 40% below 2019 levels. European visitors particularly are choosing London or Paris, where the total cost is lower despite the flight. The Broadway recovery everyone predicted? Shows are closing faster than opening because families can't justify $300 tickets plus $80 in convenience fees for a 2-hour show. But if New York's death is by 1,000 cuts, San Francisco's is more like one massive self-inflicted wound. Number 6. San Francisco. San Francisco somehow managed to charge Silicon Valley prices while looking like it's falling apart. Hotels near Union Square push rates into the high hundreds per night, while guests watch car break-ins from their windows. Restaurants that cost a small fortune now send security to walk diners to their rides. The gap between price and experience has never felt wider. Convention business, long the city's economic engine, is quietly abandoning it. Major tech companies relocated their flagship events to friendlier cities like Las Vegas and Austin. Their reasoning is simple. Why pay premium prices only to have attendees navigate unsafe streets and chaotic conditions? One traveler summed it up perfectly after posting their bill online. They paid luxury rates and still needed an escort just to reach the entrance. International tourism hasn't bounced back either. Visitors who once saw San Francisco as a must-see now choose Los Angeles or Seattle, where the overall experience feels cleaner and safer. Even the iconic cable cars, once packed year-round, often run with open seats because people don't feel comfortable walking to the stops. The city's answer has been to raise hotel taxes and add more visitor fees. Instead of rebuilding value, they simply made the price tag heavier. Long-standing restaurants at Fisherman's Wharf are closing because even domestic tourists refuse to pay premium pricing while navigating constant street issues. When tech workers earning high salaries avoid downtown after dark, imagine how regular travelers feel. San Francisco priced itself like Paris, but delivers something far closer to a cautionary tale. And speaking of broken illusions, Los Angeles has its own Hollywood ending nobody saw coming. Number 5. Los Angeles. The city of dreams is becoming the city of disappointment, one overpriced attraction at a time. Hollywood Boulevard, once the postcard of American glamour, now charges for the privilege of taking photos with knockoff superheroes, while street hustlers crowd the sidewalks. Major studios ask premium prices for day tickets, yet visitors increasingly find closed rides and underwhelming tours that skip the magic and show the parking lots instead. Venice Beach has shifted from bohemian paradise to a place where parking, snacks, and souvenirs all feel inflated. What used to be a laid-back boardwalk now feels like a curated tourist trap. and even locals avoid it. Santa Monica Pier adds to the frustration with steep parking and long lines for experiences that used to feel effortless and spontaneous. Coastal hotels along Malibu and Manhattan Beach have grown more expensive, while their quality has stayed frozen in the past. Travelers describe paying luxury rates for rooms that feel dated, with viral reviews highlighting ocean view rooms that barely have a functioning window. Small discounts on resort fees do little to offset the frustration. Celebrity home tours charge premium rates to show houses hidden behind hedges, and hiking to iconic spots, like the Hollywood sign, increasingly requires paid reservations and parking. Even the Griffith Observatory, long considered accessible and welcoming, is surrounded by pricey hourly meters. Every classic Los Angeles moment now comes with a cost that makes visitors wonder why they came. Los Angeles is declining slowly, but compared to what's happening in Orlando, it almost looks graceful. Number 4. Orlando, theme park fatigue. Disney World and Universal turned the Magic Kingdom into the Profit Kingdom, and families finally hit their breaking point. Multi-day theme park tickets now cost far more than they did even a decade ago, and what used to be free conveniences, like shorter wait times and faster access, now require paid upgrades. Genie Plus replaced FastPass, turning skipping the line into a daily surcharge that multiplies fast for families. Loyal annual pass holders felt the shift even more. Price increases piled up, while reservation restrictions made it harder to actually use the passes they paid for. Social media filled with stories of families calling their most recent Disney trip their last, with some sharing receipts for theme park meals that cost as much as a week's groceries back home. Meanwhile, regional parks are thriving. Families discovered that places like Dollywood or Silver Dollar City offer real value, shorter lines, and stress-free experiences at a fraction of the cost. What used to be niche attractions are now booming because they provide something Disney no longer does: fun that doesn't require a small loan. Even Orlando's hotel industry feels the shift. Visitors increasingly choose affordable vacation homes outside the city rather than pay resort prices that no longer match the experience. Summer seasons that once guaranteed packed crowds now need aggressive promotions to fill rooms and gates. When a place marketed as the happiest on earth becomes a symbol of frustration online, the magic isn't changed, it's broken. And Orlando's theme park meltdown somehow still feels mild compared to the chaos Nashville unleashed on its famous honky-tonks. Number 3. Nashville, the tourist trap problem. Music City transformed into markup city so quickly that even seasoned Vegas visitors are stunned. Broadway's honky-tonks now ask for $30 covers on weekends just to hear cover bands. 5 years ago, those same bars cost nothing to enter. A simple beer runs $15 and cocktails climb past $20. One group's viral receipt, showing $140 for 4 shots of Jack Daniels, became the perfect symbol of the shift, especially since the whiskey is made in Tennessee. The famous pedal taverns that once felt like a quirky novelty now charge $65 per person for 2 hours of pedaling while guests provide their own drinks. Hot chicken, the dish that put Nashville on the culinary map, jumped from affordable comfort food to near-luxury pricing. Even the food trucks that helped define the city's rise now charge full restaurant rates from the side of the road. Bachelorette groups, once Nashville's financial engine, are choosing Savannah and Charleston instead. Party planners report a steep drop in bookings after travelers realized they were paying double what they would spend in Austin. Even loyal country music fans are opting for Branson, a town that still feels genuine and does not punish visitors for showing up. The final twist is almost comical. Tourists spend more per day in Nashville than in Las Vegas, according to local tourism figures. Vegas offers world-class shows and celebrity restaurants. Nashville offers crowded sidewalks, themed party buses, and moonshine sold at rooftop prices. The city that once thrived on authenticity traded it away for quick tourist dollars. The difference is that Nashville overcharges everyone in equal measure, while Aspen managed to make even millionaires feel broke. Number 2. Aspen, luxury turned hostel. The American Alps have officially priced out Americans, including wealthy ones. Aspen hotel rates routinely climb into four-figure territory during ski season, and many properties quietly enforce week-long minimums. By the time guests add lift tickets and basic meals, the trip feels less like a vacation and more like a financial dare. Even longtime regulars now say the town treats visitors like walking cash dispensers, gasping for air at high altitude. The shift toward Europe is impossible to ignore. Travelers discovered that glamorous resorts in Switzerland and France, places normally associated with royalty and old money, now feel like better value and offer smoother service. Some American skiers even say an entire luxury week overseas costs less than a long weekend in Colorado. The result? A growing migration of Aspen loyalists, turning their backs on the mountain they once swore by. Meanwhile, Aspen itself is cracking under its own weight. Local workers live hours away because housing is essentially off-limits, leaving restaurants and hotels chronically understaffed. Guests paying premium prices receive weary service from employees stretched thin by impossible commutes. A destination that once defined American luxury has become a warning sign. When exclusivity becomes hostility, even the rich find the exit. When European ski towns start looking like the budget-friendly option, you know something has gone very wrong. And yet, nothing highlights America's tourism greed crisis more clearly than the downfall of a place built on magic itself. Number 1. Disneyland. The greed symbol. Walt Disney would barely recognize what his dream has turned into. Disneyland, once imagined as an accessible escape for families, has become a masterclass in corporate monetization. A single-day ticket that once felt affordable now pushes past the $100 mark, turning a simple visit into a major financial decision for a typical household. For many families of 4, just walking through the gates already eats up a sizable chunk of a monthly paycheck. And that's before parking, meals, or souvenirs even enter the equation. The reservation system was marketed as a crowd control benefit, but it evolved into a quiet crackdown on loyal pass holders. People who spent well over $1,000 for annual access often find entire weekends unavailable for months. Instead of easing frustration, Disney raised prices again, while trimming entertainment, closing attractions for endless refurbishments, and reducing the kind of spontaneous magic the park was once famous for. Then came Genie Plus. What used to be a free perk was turned into a paid lane that reshapes the entire park experience. Popular rides now come with a la carte upcharges, meaning families either wait in marathon lines or shell out extra for the privilege of avoiding them. Guests increasingly report feeling nickel and dimed, and that the magic is being rationed out based on how much they're willing to pay. Fan sites, once devoted to celebrating every new parade and attraction, now track the decline like an ongoing tragedy. Wait times get longer even as enthusiasm fades. Customer satisfaction has cratered. Entire online groups formed around the idea of Disney burnout, full of former superfans explaining why they're done. When a company famous for loyalty loses its most loyal supporters to its own pricing strategy, it proves that no destination, not even Disneyland, is immune to collapsing under its own greed.